I actually just had a notification that there was a bunch of stuff that I ordered had arrived, which is great. It actually came in two. I've got orchid bark for some of my plants to make their soil a little bit more aerated. An aerated soil is what I think some of them need, which is good. I got some secateurs as well for my plants. I have a few that I want to trim. The most important part about having many plants in a small space, a potting mat. I made a mess the other day when I did a bunch of potting, and then I guess that the tripod is in here. Okay, maybe you don't even notice a difference, but I do, and that's the key. I notice the difference. I have two pairs of jeans that I need to take back to Next. I got the same size as the ones that I wear all the time, but they don't fit. They're too big, which is a good problem to have to some degree. So I need to get ready, and then also because I now have this cardboard, I'm going to add it to a pile of cardboard, and I'm going to go to the tip as well to throw stuff away. I like to take cardboard and things to the tip as soon as it builds up, because otherwise it just drags on for a really long time, and it just fills up my house, and I don't like that. That's not for me. Okay, so it started raining, and that just ruins any good day, and it's been raining so much recently, it's not even funny. So I'm still gonna do the tasks, but I'm just gonna do them much faster, is my plan. And I'm gonna be sad when I'm doing them. That was a real mission. That was a real mission. But I did everything, which is good. It just took me a little bit longer than I thought it would. So I went straight to Next. I actually walked past Next and went into M&S. Not the same deal. And then I was in Next and I returned some clothes, which is good. And then I was gonna buy more, and then I thought, don't, you have so many. I don't wear that many different clothes anyway. And then I went to pick up some stuff in Boots, and I needed to get some new products. I'll show you all of those products when we're home, but I ended up buying way more than I thought I would, which is good. But it's also bad because it meant that all the money that I wasn't going to spend on clothes, I spent on products. But what can you do, right? And then it was so many people, and I was like, I need to go. And then where I live, there's no Starbucks whatsoever. We have basically just Costa, and then like independent chains. And there was a big sign outside of Costa that said that they were selling matcha, and so I had to get myself a matcha, so I did that. Now I need to go home for like 2 seconds and then pick up all of the shopping bags that I always forget to pick up before I go grocery shopping. I need to go grocery shopping, and then when I get back I can actually have a day on a Saturday. I don't know if I said that. Today is Saturday. That's why I'm out. Normally, if this was a day during the week, I'd be at work, but it's Saturday. So yeah, I have so much to do. Okay, I'm home, and it's time to do a little bit of haul of all the things that I bought, but I can tell you that it suddenly got so warm. Like, I understand I'm in a hoodie, but I don't have anything on underneath this hoodie. But it's warm. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's raining and it's warm, and I want to be cozy in my hoodie, but I think I left my heating on for just a little bit too long. and now my house it's pretty warm in here. So yeah, I've made a mistake there. Right, so I showed some of these earlier, and I never opened it up earlier because then I had to leave very fast. But I did all of my jobs, and I also went shopping, which is great. So I have all of my groceries now for probably the next week. I may need to pick up the occasional thing. But I'm really trying to get better at, well, at the moment I'm trying to get better at opening up this packet here, but I'm really trying to get better at preparing food. I love to cook.
I really enjoy cooking. I think I'm just gonna have to rip it, which is just messy. Here we go. Okay, now I can probably get this little cable tie off. Yeah, oh yeah, I think that's gonna be great. I don't see myself doing, oh, I don't think it locks though. Oh no, it does lock. Okay, great, that's good. So these are just from Amazon. I don't need anything specific. I mean, look at my plants. Like, I could probably do it with these scissors, but I just want something that I can isolate for where did that go? Where did the cable tie go? Oh, please don't tell me you're in the carpet. Oh no, I found it. I can isolate for the plants. I'm really, really interested. I really think that's very important. My job means I have access to things like isopropyl and stuff like that. I work in a laboratory, so I can get some isopropyl from work in order to keep them really sterile, because you can pass diseases on things, and I don't want to do that. Right, let's take a look at this potting mat. So this here is the potting mat that I bought. It's smaller than I thought it would be, which is not good actually. I thought it would be a bit bigger, but it still will definitely do the job. It's just nowhere near as big as I thought it was. Like, it's kind of only this big. So I think it will work more as like when I'm pulling all of the dirt out of the roots kind of thing. But I still think I'm gonna have to do all of my plant work on the other side of the room, where I have hard floors rather than a big rug. And I'm not going to get rid of my rug. I love my rug. So yeah. Okay. Well, look, those are the two new plant tools. I'll put them away in 2 seconds while I talk about all of the things that I bought while I was out. So I've been on a massive skincare and hair care journey recently. And just trying to, but also buying products that I think really work for me, right? This is a very personal, oh, I didn't realize this was facing down. Okay, maybe I'll just hold it. So I've been on a massive new product kick at the moment, and I've just been trying to find the products that really work for me, but I really want kind of simple, relatively cheap products. And I've kind of been doing this from a perspective of like, I just don't want to take somebody's ritual that I see online and just follow that. I kind of want to develop my own kind of system and look for the things that I think are really important. But of course, I've taken some information from other people, but I think at this point I've probably mixed 7 or 8 people's different skincare plans and hair care plans and all of these different things. And so I want to go through a bunch of the products that I got, because I think that it's fun to talk about them, but also kind of talk about why I got them, which I think is good. Okay, so I'm just going to start with something super simple, and that's this Garnier Body Intensive 7-Day Cream. I use this after I've shaved my legs, and I think that it works really, really well to just keep everything feeling really soft, and it's super cheap, which is really good. I don't want to spend a ton of money on something that I'm just gonna use kind of unsparingly, if you will. So I picked this up. I already have a bottle, but whenever any product kind of gets to about 25% full, I tend to replace it, because I have the kind of brain where I'll just forget to replace it and then I won't have it. So I made myself a little list of all the things, and this was definitely high up on that list. Staying in the Garnier family, I also picked up this hair food product. So this is a conditioner. I find that it works quite well for me. This is the papaya one. I usually have the pineapple one, but they were sold out of the pineapple one. I wish the bottles were bigger, but I can't really do anything about that. Oh, it also says this is a vegan formula as well. So that kind of makes me think that this makes me happy actually. But I don't know if that's true. Vegan formula, cruelty free. Look at that. That makes me feel even better about buying this product. I didn't even know that. And really, we should all be doing that. And I kind of did that by accident. Okay, cool. So the reason why I picked this up is because I don't know if you can see on the back here, but can you see this one here? This one is I have this product. It's not this product, it's a different product, but it's called a transformative hair drink. It's this really fun oil bottle. And I think that has done wonders with my hair. And this is kind of like a 3-stage kind of process. So I kind of want to stay within one product range to make sure that they kind of all interact together. And I really like the way it makes my hair feel. My hair's getting very long now, so I kind of need to make sure that this is the case. And so I picked up another one of these. As I say, I'm going through the pineapple one at the moment. Although I will check that all of their products are vegan formulas, because actually now I look at it, this is also a vegan cruelty-free product. So that makes me really happy. I didn't even know that. So I can't claim that I was looking for that, but that makes me happy. So that's body and hair. I picked up this. This is also a vegan formula. Oh my gosh. I wonder if just everybody's doing that now. That's really great. This is just Nivea Soft moisturizing cream, face, body, hands. This stuff is what I use on my hands. I find that this stuff is the best for dry skin. Again, I said I work in a laboratory. So me working in a laboratory means that we get chemicals and stuff and wear gloves for hours, and it can just mess up my hands. So I carry these around in my bag all the time, but also sometimes when I need it, I put this on my face. I don't know whether I should do that. I'm sure it's full of like oils and things. But sometimes the moisturizer that I'm about to talk about, which I did just replace, I don't know that it can deeply moisturize. I think it's just like an upkeep moisturizer. So I got these. I live with these. They're so good. Okay, next. The next thing I picked up was some vapor rub. I don't know if anybody else has this, but in the UK, and if you grew up in the UK, this was the way that you treated any condition. And I've kind of been having a little bit of a blocked nose recently, and I do think maybe it's hay fever-like, but I also think it might just be some small sickness. This stuff is great for kind of unblocking your nose. So I tend to just put some of this like on my chest or underneath my nose, and then you kind of sniff all the vapors. Sounds very weird. And so I had to buy some of that, and again, it's super cheap. Okay, two more products, and then onto the main stuff that I bought. I bought this, okay? If you don't know what this is, let me put you on to it. This is the number 7 eye makeup remover liquid. It's actually quite cool because it's like two colors of liquid. You have like clear and blue, and then you shake it up. Let me shake it over here so you don't hear it. You shake it up until it mixes, and then you just put this on a cotton pad, and when you're removing makeup from your eyes, this stuff is the best that I've ever found. I'm a big fan of the Infallible line of eyeliners, and those things stick, and that's great, but you have to kick them hard to get them off, and so this is how I do that. So I buy this all the time. It's slightly higher, I suppose, in costs than I would like it to be, but it works so good. And then the final thing, recently I've been noticing that my lips are really dry. I just don't know whether it's weather or me. Maybe I'm not drinking enough water or something, but the other day I had lipstick on, again the Infallible line of lipsticks, or the little gloss ones, the non-smudging ones, and my lips got so dry. So I bought this berry lip mask. This is just the Boots own brand one. And I've never had a lip mask before, but I thought that I would do. And again, this one is also cruelty free and vegan. Like, okay, maybe this is just what I do now. That's pretty cool. Okay, I love that about my products. Okay, cool. I don't know that this is going to be... I don't know that the next products are going to be, if I'm honest. But when I started my skincare routines, I landed on the company The Ordinary. I don't plan to leave The Ordinary because I just think their products are really, really good and really simple and so reasonably priced. And so I picked up this stuff. This is the Glucoside foaming cleanser. This stuff is so good. I've gone through a whole tub of this already. So if that doesn't prove that I've been cleaning my face, I don't know what will. This stuff is great. I use it 3 times a day. So that seems good. So then, once you've cleaned and you've applied all of your products, of course you need moisturizer. I was just talking about the moisturizer. So I get this one from The Ordinary. This is their natural moisturizing factors plus beta glucan. This is the one that's the oil-free version. I find that I do have oily skin. And so I've been doing this one recently, and I do think it helps. It still leaves a bit of a sheen, but I certainly don't feel like my skin is anywhere near as oily as it was before, which is really good. And then I picked up a new product from The Ordinary, which is this salicylic acid body serum. I just want to give it a go to some degree. I need to look into actually how you use it, like the proper way to use it. It says cleanse skin thoroughly before applying the product, apply to body and rub in with hands if needed, allow the product to dry, avoid contact with eyes, if contact occurs, rinse thoroughly with water. So like I use salicylic acid on my face all the time and it's really cleared up a lot, so I feel like this is going to be good for the body. I'm not saying that I have a bad body in respect to breakouts and spots and stuff, but if you can prevent it, and also like even texture and stuff, I think it's going to be really good. So yeah, and that's everything I got. There's like a 15-minute clip, so I'm sorry about that. I'll hopefully edit it down. But yeah, those are all the things that I bought, and then I bought groceries as well. Now I need to find something to do for the rest of the day, because I actually got my jobs done pretty quick. It's Sunday. It's actually very late on Sunday. I'm starting this at like 1 p.m. And we're not going to talk about the fact that that's because I was asleep until 11:30 today. I have no idea why. I just didn't wake up, and I didn't set any alarms either. So I just slept for a while. But today, where I live is kind of a bit strange. So I have... today is Sunday, and kind of the 2 main places that I would go to on a Sunday would be like garden centers for trips and walks. But actually, we only have 2 garden centers where I live, and both of them are closed on a Sunday. So Sundays here are always very house-based. They're always incredibly chill. And so that's why I'm wearing my comfy hoodie, which is what I was wearing yesterday as well. So, you know, trust me, it is the next day. And so today, every Sunday I kind of need to find things to do. I could do some more ordering because I'm running out of some plant supplies, or, you know, I could look for more plants online, which is dangerous. But I do also have some repotting to do. There is a plant that I picked up a while ago. It's this one. Here, you can see its big leaf here. That's a philodendron whose kind I don't know. So if you have any ideas of what it might be, I'll put some close-up videos of it. But I'm not entirely sure which kind it is, but regardless, it's unhappy. That's pretty easy to see. It was trying to put a new leaf out, and I do think it's still trying to put a new leaf out, but the other leaves are browning at the edges, which just leads me to the conclusion that there's probably something wrong with watering or the aeration of the soil, and that's pretty common with the things that I buy from the garden center. Even down here, this is my Delicioso variegated Monstera. This is like my number one plant, which I know is so typical, but it is. This guy's doing really, really well, and I've been leaving it to acclimatize to this new place for a while now. But I do need to like restake it and repot it and check the roots and do so much work like that. And so I might do some of that work today, and if I do, I'll film it. But I might just have a really chilled day. I also need to cook lunches for my work. So about a week ago, I picked up some new clear plant pots. Jeez, God, I'm still asleep, I think. And these are pretty cheap where I get them from at the garden center, and it's the easiest way to get them. And yeah, it's pretty good. And there's a few plants that kind of, I would say, need to be moved into these, because at the moment they're all in standard nursery pots, which you cannot see into. So there's kind of no real way to know whether the roots are healthy. And so I want to start moving plants over, like even little things like my anthurium it's looking relatively healthy, and fingers crossed there's no mites or anything, or any insects or bugs or pests. But it would still be really nice to be able to see the roots and make sure that they're growing, and just pull it out of the cover pot and just see, which I currently can't do. And I really think it needs to be up pot as well. And so there's a lot of work that I need to do, that I need to catch up on in terms of plants. There's a lot of things that I want to repot into these clear pots, and I did do some of that, I will admit. I did do some repotting. Okay, so this is where things are. At the moment, my main grow light is here, if you can kind of see it. There's like one that's lighting the top shelf and one that's lighting the bottom shelf, and so everything is a little bit more everything is twisted in a direction I don't really want it to be twisted, but I've ordered more of those lights because I do think they work quite well. So I repotted some stuff into new pots, especially clear pots. So for example, this is one that I did. So this is a variegated string of pearls, which I absolutely love. This was actually 2 pots that I picked up. I got these for £1 each, and I know that it's probably pretty reasonable for string of pearls, but I'd never seen the variegated form, and they were on sale, so I picked them up. But because they were on sale, some of them didn't look very good. I mean, I don't really know why they were on sale, because it's kind of sprung back and it wasn't that bad. They were just a little, I just think they were being underwatered, where they'd kind of shriveled. So I put them into this sphagnum moss, which is not going to be their permanent home forever, but it's a really good medium for the short term, in my opinion. And so I'm trying, oh, wait, that guy's little root has come undone. No, not that. Stay. You go right there. And so what I want to do is I kind of am just letting the sphagnum moss be a really good consistent hydration for these guys. And then once I see some more root activity in and around the sphagnum moss, which I'm just not seeing yet, and I will admit it's only been like a week maybe, so I'm just not going to see that. Then I can move them onto a proper mix and have them trailing, but I really want to make them really healthy to begin with. And I'm seeing a ton of new shoots as well. It's kind of hard to show, I guess, but at the top there, maybe you can see it. Maybe I'll edit in like a little pointer. But there's like a bunch of tiny new little pearls at the end of a lot of strings that definitely weren't there. So it's definitely growing, which is great. And then once it grows and it gets really healthy, then I can put it into a pot and it can work a little bit like my string of hearts, which is growing. I'm seeing so much movement towards the light. That's pretty much where we are today. As I say, Sundays are really chilled. It's also raining again, which is good and bad. It's bad because it makes me not want to leave the house, which also isn't bad. But it's good because I harvest rainwater for my carnivorous plants, and I left a bowl out last night, so I'm hoping that it is full because it rained all night long. So yeah, it will be hopefully very good in terms of building up a bigger rainwater supply for me, because getting hold, again, where I live, it's just tough to get hold of anything where I live. It's just a weird place. So getting hold of things like RO water or distilled water it's definitely possible. It's just I can put a bowl outside and collect rainwater. Okay, I'm going to get on with some stuff, because if I don't, I'll just sit here and chat all day, and that's not good. So I'm going to do that, and yeah, I'll bring you along with me. Okay, good news. It actually was the really chunky stuff, which is good. It didn't seem like it was gonna be, because I mean, it's a tiny bag, but I don't have that many plants, so this is perfect. And then all I do is I just make a big tub of potting mix, and then I'll just scoop from it when I know I'm gonna do a bunch of repotting. So I kind of know that over the next 2 weeks I'm gonna probably have repotted every single plant I own, if not 3 weeks maybe. So I just have this pot of pre-made stuff, so I can just really quickly do it. But yeah, I'm really actually very happy. So this is a much better aeroid mix now, and it's really simple. It's just perlite, cocoa coir, and then a little bit of like a orchid premix, which comes with some grit and some kind of other soils, a little bit more fertilizer, and then orchid bark on its own, and that just makes it really pretty chunky, and I find that plants like it. This is my carnivorous plant, which I'm about to water with all of the rainwater that I collected. This is one of those ones that creates all of the little sticky kind of droplets on the top, and let me tell you, this thing has been catching flies so well. I mean, I did just have to kill one on my wall there. Oh, and here's another fly. Oh, and there's like webs and stuff. Okay, I need to clean this shelf then. Okay, so it was relatively successful, and I'm going to... Is it messy in here? No. Okay, it was relatively successful. I can't really explain to you how much liquid this is, but I know that it's more than enough for probably like 4 waters, probably, I would say. And it's still raining, so I'm just going to put this straight back outside once I've collected it. But all I do, then I just have like one of these jugs, which just used to have like some, I don't know, some strawberry flavored water in there or whatever. I've cleaned it out really well. And then I simply just pour any leftover into here with like a little funnel. And then I just pour this guy, because I have noticed that the second its roots dry out, the effectiveness of this plant goes down by a lot. So yeah, this guy is good, and I don't really know what specific kind it is, but I know that it has been doing God's work in destroying those pesky little fungus gnats. Is it my only solution? No, I actually just found a source of neem oil that I'm relatively happy to buy, and I've got all of the soaps and oils to make like some repellent juice, which I'm really happy about. I cannot wait to start spraying that stuff. I actually like the smell of neem oil personally, but I ran out of neem oil. Well, I didn't run out, it just went a bit weird, so I had to buy some more, and I bought a way bigger amount this time. So soon this place is going to be pest free, but right now there definitely are fungus gnats, and that really is my fault of just introducing like plants from the sales section that need repair and work, and not getting to the repots fast enough, kind of thing. So it's just caused a bit of a problem. That's on me, that's my bad, but you know, the reduced cost and the love of bringing a plant back to health, to life is really awesome. I just need to get in there and do it. So yeah, now I have rainwater. I'm just gonna put it into the bottle, and yeah. if I didn't just hit the planty mother load, I don't know when I'm gonna hit it. Because today, first of all, the weather today has been a sea change in the weather that I've been dealing with recently. The weather is good, the sun was out, the sky was blue, and whenever it's sunny, it gets me in just the biggest, best planty mood. And so I decided, so I went to work, I had a whole thing at work, it was stressful, fine. I needed some plant-based therapy and I got it. So I'm gonna do the stuff that I got from the charity shop first, and then I'll do the plants and all the other stuff that I got at the end. It was so good, right? Let me start with a couple of things from that I have plans for already, and things that I just picked up because I just thought I had to have them. First of all, it was this green bottle. And as you can see, this green bottle was 50p. Now, I'm going to pick it up regardless at that price, but I'm thinking that some of the plants I'm going to take, I want to do water cuttings. I have a pothos here, and I want to take a cutting and grow it from just a liquid. And I think this is going to be the perfect way to do that, right? This was 50p, it was great, and it's cheap, right? But I just think it's going to look good. So I picked that up. Then I picked up this, okay? This is a tiny little glass tub, right? Tiny little glass vase. There were 3 of these. All of them were 50p again, right? Like, this is the kind of charity shop finds that I need in my life. And I got 3 of them. 1, 2, 3 of these. And personally, one of the plants that I really want to get into, I recently got my first ever carnivorous plant, and I think it's been doing wonders. And so I'm thinking that each one of these would be perfect for a pinguicula. And so that's my plan with these, is I'm going to have like a 3-plant pingdom kind of situation going on. I'm going to try to get some cuttings or seeds or something. Where I live, it's so hard to get plants, but I'm going to try because I just think they look nice and they flower, and some of the flowers are so nice. So I picked up those 3 because they just seem perfect for a pinguicula. Then I saw they normally have a plant section. I'll admit, I went there 4 days ago and the plant pot selection was low to none. This time, 2 great finds. The first one, this green, like, okay, first of all, I understand I want a bit of a green kick, but this is great. It was £1. Like, £1 for a plant pot that's going to be able to hold pretty much any of my plants. I don't really know which one I'm going to put in it. Maybe this Zabrina behind me or my Anthurium there, but a cover pot is just so necessary. So I got one of those. And then the last pot that I picked up was this one. So this is a terracotta pot. I think this is a terracotta pot that somebody painted, maybe. Because you can see that there's like all of this distress on there. But can I tell you that I love it? I love the distressed. I love that it kind of crumbles a little bit. My main worry is whether or not it will or won't hold water. But I mean, I'll give it a go, right? I'm not saying I'm going to use this for semi-hydro, but you know, if I hold it up to the light, I can't see any light through it. So I don't think there's any holes in it. It's just a little bit distressed, and I like that. So I'm going to have to put in a plant that doesn't require a ton of water. I don't know which one that's going to be, but I'll try, and I'll give that one a go. And I was like, super happy at that point, okay? And I mean, it definitely is leaving bits on me. So then I was driving back, and my route home every single day, I take the same route home because it's the most efficient, and it does happen to pass the charity shop and the garden center, so it's very dangerous for me because most days I go in, but when it's raining I don't, because I don't want that in my life. But when it's not raining and it's sunny and the blue sky is out, I'm gonna go. And so, first of all, I'm going to be honest, I did pick up even more pots these are the ones that I've been picking up recently. These are the Elho ones. This is made from recycled plastic. I like that. This is also a nice green. But then they also had this kind of pinky salmon color. And this is great, right? I really like this. So that's always good because if I show you a plant here, this is an anthurium. I don't really know the anthurium type of this guy. And you can see this leaf is, well, you can see this leaf is yellowing, so it's having a bad time. But you can see the way it sits with, let me just make sure I'm in the mic. You can see the way it sits, like the plant kind of sits against it. I really like that look, surprisingly. I didn't think I would, but I really do, because it just seems to fit so well. I'm sure that's its intention, but it works. And so I want to be able to do that with more pots, and I'm not entirely sure which. Well, do you know what? I kind of am running out of. I actually think I may have bought too many pots, but that's never a bad thing. Don't ever let anybody tell you that that is a bad thing. So I picked up 2 more of those. Okay, and then I picked up one more thing, which is this orchid mist. Now, this is, I don't know. I saw very middling reviews for this, but this is the easiest orchid mist for me to get my hands on. And you might be like, I have eyes and I can't see any orchids. And you would be right. I don't own any orchids, but I was seeing in some videos and I saw in some care guides that a leaf fertilization for a Hoya can be good. And I have recently picked up a brand new Hoya. And so I thought I'll pick this up at the same time. I don't know whether I'll use it all the time, but maybe like once a week or once every other week or something. I don't know. I'm going to create a regime. But now let's talk about plants. You may have noticed this lovely, bold leaf that has been right next to me. And this is a new plant that I just picked up. This is a philodendron summer glory. Okay, now, is it the craziest plant? Definitely not. Does it have any variegation? Also no. But I really like the photos of summer glory that I saw when I Googled it to see how it would grow. And so I thought I would pick it up. But here's also one of the reasons why I was sold on it. Look at that. That is a 30% off sticker. This was in a sale and I can't see any reason why. Like, sure, there's a couple of tiny brown specks, but I checked for bugs and mites and things, and I can't see any like thrip damage. I can't see any webbing from spider mites. I can't see any reason why it would be 30% off, but it was. So I just kind of had to pick it up. So that's a philodendron summer glory. My philodendron collection has now grown. Like, I also do have a pink princess, which is variegated, but my pink princess that's variegated is not looking good. So at least now I'll have a philodendron if my pink princess does die. But then I'm hoping I have the clip playing right now, but I found another plant that I'm really happy with that I picked up. And you know what it is, I spoke about it. It's a Hoya. I've been on a massive Hoya kick. I now have 4 types of Hoya, I believe. And I've picked those up in pretty quick succession. But they're just so nice and they flower and I just think they're great. And they're relatively available around me and that's really nice. So this is another Hoya I picked up. This is a Hoya carnosa. It's a variegated variety. It's an outer variegated variety. But what kind of caught me was this kind of pink variegation. Now, I will say that I did just Google this and it doesn't look like the pink variegation is good. It does look like this is sun stressing. So like the new leaves come out as pink and then it goes to normal variegation. So we have some investigating to do with this Hoya. However, I was sold on it because A, it was the only one, and again, I can't see any pest damage. So I just think it's maybe over or underwatered, which, let's be real, is relatively staple for for garden center plants. But then I saw this when I googled it. Look at the way it flowers. Ooh, I want it to flower so badly. So they just seem really nice, and from what I've read, it smells like, the flowers smell like chocolate. And so I think I need that in my life. So I picked this up. It's a Hoya carnosa. It's really, really nice. It's also small, which is good for me because that means it's manageable and I can begin. But it does look relatively healthy. Again, I can't see any major pest damage. I just think it hasn't been watered properly or looked after or potted in the correct potting mix. So I will say that I do now have loads of potting to do, but I'm very happy with everything that I've picked up recently. And I'm also really happy with these little thrift pots and glass pots, because being able to pick these up for like 50p each is pretty crazy. And I'm pretty happy about that. So, it's been a whirlwind, this first video, if I'm honest. It's been pretty crazy. And I do think my crazy is showing just a smidge, but I'm actually really happy with where the plants are at the moment, and I'm very, very excited, especially to be able to pick up some extra varieties where I live, which is really tough to pick up, and it's also really tough to import. Like, I know I said I wanted pinquiculars in here. I can tell you that the chances of me getting some are pretty low, but I'll try my best. So yeah, I'm going to continue to pick up plants, and I'm also going to now spend the next week of evenings repotting a couple plants every evening, but I'm probably going to film that for the next video. But yeah, that's my plant crazy. So yeah. Okay, I have so much to do, and yeah, I'm going to go do it. Okay.